Hello out there in YouTube land. It is the Jer Bear. Hello. Thank you for joining me for another installment of the Sunday video update. Today's date is Sunday, August 25th, 2024. I'm home alone right now at the moment. And the noise you hear in the background is the fans blowing because it's hot today and it's really warm in the house. So I gotta have some air blowing on me so I don't overheat when I'm doing this hour-long Sunday video update. I hope you're all doing well out there. I hope you had an awesome week. So, because Dad and Amy currently aren't here with me right now, I guess I'll just talk about my week in review. And it was actually okay. Um, we got a lot of work done around the house. The township assessor had stopped by to check and see how our progress was going, and he said that at the time we weren't quite at 100%. We were at like 95%, but we did more work after he left. And as it turns out, it may be the 100% that he was shooting for. And he didn't issue another citation. He actually had given us a continuance so we can continue to clean up any unnecessary messes on the property. But it's been, we've been really busy. I've been busy with shout out videos on my other channel. I've been busy outside doing housework, inside and out, I guess. I've been doing work in here, not that you could tell, but I've been doing work in the house. I've been doing yard work outside when it's not so hot and sultry outside. Um, and of course, my dog wants in the house since I started the Sunday video. So, 1 second, I gotta go let in my dog. Hang tight. Come on. Leave her alone. Leave her alone, Scruffy. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Scruffy got the leash tangled up around our porch and had to go and untangle it. And Scruffy is a male dog. Luna, who's on the arm of the couch, if you can see her right here, that's our Luna girl. She is in heat right now, and Scruffy is going bonkers. So I have to kind of keep an eye on him with her and vice versa because you know how that goes. But um, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, we were cleaning the yard, and the township assessor had stopped by and told us, well, you're not quite 100%, but you're at 95. I've noticed major improvements, which means that I'm not going to write you another citation. I'm going to issue a continuance, so that way you can keep doing the yard work. You're showing signs that you're improving and you're trying to clean up the messes. So he was really decent about it. And so we're thankful for that. We didn't get any more citations. Our neighbor finally came over with his tractor and he smoothed out the yard for us where all the rubbish was. He dug a hole, which I put a video up on this channel. He dug a hole with his bucket, pushed all the rubbish in it, buried it in the yard, and then he smoothed the surface over. And he accidentally hit our neighbor's wooden privacy fence. So Dad and I went up to Self Serve Lumber, replaced the boards that were busted, and the neighbor was grateful. So we're not trying to intentionally damage any of our neighbor's property. That's not the kind of people we are. But everything turned out good yesterday, and it's looking a lot better. I didn't think my yard was so big, though. I just wasn't expecting that. Today, after the Sunday video update, I am going to go down to the Chesaning Conservation Club. There's a benefit dinner down there for a young man. It's from 2 until 5. It's actually happening right now, but after I get done with this at 4 o'clock, I'm going to buzz down there real quick and show my support. And something yesterday, last night was a very extremely busy night here in Saginaw County. Um, a lot of stuff going on. So I was outside last evening after we had finished the yard work for the day. And I made taco salad and I'm outside eating the taco salad. And then the next thing I know, I hear sirens buzzing. And it's like, okay, now what's going on? There was a fire down at the corner of Merrill Road and M57 in the western part of Saginaw County, which I believe is Chapin Township. And they had the road blocked off in both directions at M57 or on M57, just west of Merrill Road. And then when I get home, I find out that there was a high-speed chase involving a motorcycle on the corner of Pete and Fowler Road over here, over this way. And then I find out that a car had gotten into an accident over on Merrill and Ithaca, which is in Marion Township. And unfortunately, there was alcohol involved. Alcohol was a factor, and there were children involved in that accident. And I believe one of them was a 10-year-old who was ejected from the vehicle. And I think they were flight cared to Saginaw. I'm probably getting a lot of information wrong. I shouldn't assume, but I think they were flight cared to Saginaw or, just a nearby facility. So a lot was happening here in Saginaw County, and my thoughts go out to that child, and I hope the child will be okay, and I hope they will make a recovery very soon. Let's see. So yesterday, when I made my taco salad, I had gotten everything except for the cheese that I was looking for, because I add cheese, shredded cheese to my taco salad. And I had to go uptown, and Dad says, well, I can take you uptown. And so we went up to Frank's, and I got a bag of sharp cheddar cheese. On the way back through, we noticed there was a topper, like a topper to a truck, sitting on the side of the road just outside of village limits. We pulled off. We didn't see anybody outside. So we pulled up into the driveway, and we were asking questions. The couple were very friendly, and we started talking, and their son he's a 10-year-old, has a lot of medical complexities, a lot of disabilities. And I told him about my other YouTube channel that I have. I wrote it down, and then I recorded a shout out for him. And whether he watched it or not, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that yet, but he's having a hard time, and the schools here in town are fucking awful. The teacher told this child with disabilities to act normal. First of all, fuck off. And secondly, define normal, because how do we classify what's normal and what isn't? I'm not the arbiter of what normal is. I can say, oh, we're back to normal on some things, but I guess by normal, we mean ordinary, what we're used to, what we're accustomed to, or this new normal, or this new way of being ordinary about things. But to tell a child with disabilities to act normal, that's a bunch of bullshit. And now, because of that teacher, who I wouldn't even call a teacher, because of this teacher, the child is being homeschooled. And I've noticed this a lot with parents who choose to homeschool their children, because the public school system is failing them. The public school system is fucking horrible. And I wish I would have had that luxury where my mom and dad could have homeschooled me when I was a kid. But I guess they figured if I went to public school and interacted with other children, it might be an idea to, pick up on people skills, learn how to deal with assholes, because Chesning's full of them, plenty of them around. And I could learn, I'm more of a hands-on kind of a person. I learn by doing hands-on things. Reading a book, I mean, I can read a book and I can follow the instructions of the book, but I'm more of a hands-on kind of a guy. That's how I learn. And so the public school systems are absolute failures. There's probably people in chat who would agree or disagree with that. Nothing from chewing off my toenail this week. He must be on vacation. Summer is coming to a close. I'm sure Toenail will be back next week with some humorous and hilarious comments that he usually always leaves in my chat log. But yeah, so chat logs are open. I'm here until 4 o'clock. After the show today, I'm going to go down to the Chesaning Conservation Club, check out the benefit dinner for the young boy. He's from Chesaning, by the way, and I think he's out in Pennsylvania getting treatment. So all my best to the young guy, and I wish him all the best. So this past week, I was in Lansing. I went to meet up with some friends. And this is what I find to be the most fascinating. Now, this young person who is also a WILM survivor, I go to Iron Mountain to spend weekends with these folks. And their son, who is the WILM survivor, is now a student at Michigan State University in East Lansing. And I met them, or I met up with them in Lansing, actually Okemos, at the Chick-fil-A down there. I'd never been to a Chick-fil-A before, so I don't know, it's all chicken, obviously, but I've never been to a Chick-fil-A before. It was my very first time ever going to a Chick-fil-A, no lie. And we sat there, and I was trying to explain to them, like, I have a history with this area. I'm very familiar with Lansing. So if you have any questions about where anything is, man, ask me. I could tell you. Like, I was at Sparrow for quite a long time, and I kind of gave them a little bit of, like history of the city and, Oldsmobile, like REO Speedwagon, the band REO Speedwagon. Well, the REO stands for Ransom Eli Olds. And of course, Ransom Eli Olds built the Oldsmobile, manufactured it in Lansing. He'd done his banking at the Bogie Tower, which the Bogie Tower is a very tall, narrow building with a clock on top. And at the lower level of that tall building is a bank. And I think it's called Capital City Bank now, but the building itself is called the Bogie Tower. And that's where Ransom Eli Olds had done all of his banking. I was just kind of, giving him a little bit of what I know about Lansing, East Lansing. And by the way, of course, Magic Johnson, Irvin Magic Johnson, is from Lansing. And he played basketball, of course, for the Spartans basketball team. But it was good to see them again. They wanted me to come down and hang out. I took my Jared Bear with me because, it all comes full circle. And so I was really happy to see him again. It's been a long time. And yeah, I had a great time. It was a lot of fun. And I'm sure I'll be seeing him again, before he decides to go back up to Iron Mountain. But he's going to be at MSU. He's a student at Michigan State University, and I'm so proud of him. He's come a very long way. And I asked him, are you getting a little acclimated with the area? And he says, yeah, I'm kind of getting used to the streets, although it's easy to get lost down here. And I said, yeah, you're right, it is. Especially East Lansing, because when you go down, let me think here, Grand River. Yeah, when you go down Grand River, because Grand River, I think, takes you right through campus. You're right on campus on Grand River or Michigan Avenue, but especially Grand River, because everything is just so compact. And there's nowhere to park on the side of any street in the city because it's campus. And especially in the downtown area, it's all foot traffic from the college students. So there's no street parking. You have to, and if you want to park in the city, you have to park in a parking garage, like a parking annex, and then you have to pay to park, because that's how the city of East Lansing makes their money. So, in my opinion, East Lansing, especially the downtown area, is a rat race. And there's a lot of college students, but I told Abram, I said, but it's easier said than done, but whatever you do, just don't freak out. I mean, you're in a good place, and you're going to be all right. You're going to do well. I'm proud of you. And he gave me the biggest hug, and it's like, oh, I love you too, buddy. I still love you after all these years. You're my boy. So, yeah, I mean, we sat, we joked around a little bit. We had lunch together. It was nice. It was really nice. And of course, I about a couple weeks ago, I want to say 2 weeks ago, I was down in Charlotte at the Michigan Country Music Hall of Fame award show, and I got to meet the person who had written the song "It's 5 O'Clock Somewhere," which I'm still kind of grooving about, because it's like, cool, man. I met a famous songwriter. Had a picture taken with him. It's just really cool. I'm grooving on that. Last night, I decided to shave off my hair. I decided to keep some of the scruff, like my sideburns and the goatee and things, stuff like that. The goatee and the sideburns a little bit. It's starting, it's going to be hot again. We're expecting another heat wave. And so I want to, stay cool as much as I can. There's a link to tonight's Fox Sunday Flashback with Dan Richards. Begins tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Time on 103.9 The Fox, Flint's Classic Rock Authority. You click the link in the chat, and it'll take you right to the station's homepage, and then you go up to the top right-hand corner of the screen where it says Listen Live. You click on that. It'll take you right to the player, and it'll play all the music that is being played over the radio. It'll also be streaming online. So make sure you go and check it out and listen to my buddy Dan Richards. Dan is just one of a kind. I love the guy. He's just cool as beans, man. He's really cool. Proud and honored to call him a friend. So there's all kinds of stuff going on. I dealt with a friend. I guess not a friend. I don't know how I want to classify this person, but we've known each other. We've been friends for like 30 years. And then now she's got a new boyfriend, and she ended up deleting me off her Facebook because now she's in a relationship with this other guy. And I have just a huge problem with that. A huge problem, because right off the bat, there's an insecurity. Insecurity of your partner is an automatic red flag. It is toxic. Why is it that men can't understand that their girlfriends, their partners are going to have friends of the opposite sex, or even the same sex if you're in a relationship with someone of the same sex or the same gender? You're going to have that. Like, your girlfriends are going to have male friends, even if they are single. If you can't deal with that, that is a problem for you, and you need to overthink. Oh, well, he has insecurity issues because he's been cheated on hundreds of times before. Well, that's not my fucking problem. Okay? It's just not my problem. These men need to fucking let their balls drop, be a man, and be understanding about the relationship they're in. Not every woman is going to cheat on you. And why should that insecurity become an infectious disease that bleeds over into the relationship of the person they're with? That to me is it. And the women fucking play right into this shit. It's like, you know what? I'm sorry that the guy's been cheated on. I've been cheated on. It hurts. But even I wouldn't tell my girlfriends, you have to quit being friends with this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. No, they were your friends before you were my girl. I should be man enough to be accepting of that fact. If I have an insecurity, that's my issue. That's no one else's issue but mine. And if I have an insecurity issue about my girl seeing other guys, or not seeing other guys, but talking to other guys, that is, then I guess the relationship is already dead on arrival. It's DOA, because I shouldn't put a woman through that. A woman is allowed to have friends with and to be friends with whoever the fuck she wants. It's not up to me to decide. It's not up to her to decide who I'm friends with. I haven't had a lot of girlfriends in my life, but in the short amount of time that I've had girlfriends, not a single one of them has ever felt insecure about me having other female friends. These are friends that I've had for years. And they've all been platonic relationships. And even if they weren't platonic relationships, even if I've had some kind of a sexual relation with another woman, it doesn't mean that I'm still fucking them. It means that we're just friends. I have no intentions of wanting to do anything else with this woman. If I'm with you, I'm with you. You're the only person I want to have sex with now. You're the only person I want to fuck. All these other women are just friends. They're not side chicks. They're not, little hookups when your back's turned. It's not that at all. Even if we did have something sexual going on, it's not going on now because I'm with you. That part is done. I can be friends with them, but I'm not fucking them. I'm with you. Insecurity is one of the most toxic things in a relationship. And the fact that this friend of mine that I've known for 30 years is tolerating this shit is beyond my understanding, because she was also someone who was screwing around with a guy when in fact the guy was seeing another woman. Hypocrite much? I don't know. It's just, it's childish and it's immature. And who's this? Oh, it's Dad. Hey, Dad. Dad and Amy are back. They just got back from a funeral. So you didn't go to the funeral? Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But after today's show, I'm going to head down to the Conservation Club and show my support to a young man. But yeah, back to what I was saying. The insecurity of a partner, like my friend who deleted me off her Facebook because she's in a relationship with this guy, so now she can't be friends with me. That's a bunch of bullshit. There's no woman going to tell me who I can and can't be friends with. And if she says, well, if you don't get rid of these friends, then we're done. Well, adios, pack your shit and be gone, because I'm not giving up my friends. These are people I've been friends with for years, and we have strong, healthy friendships. Our friendship is really strong. I'm not going to ditch certain friends because of your insecurity. It's just not going to happen. But anyway, Dad and Amy have arrived home. Got a little toothache today. Excuse me. It is hot today. My voice cracks. What? Do I want a Mountain Dew? I got a pop in here. Thanks anyway. I'm out of Pepsi. Is my last one. So it's really hot today, and I was checking the weather maps, and out in Wisconsin, they've got excessive heat warnings and heat advisories, and I think that's gonna, I think that's gonna be coming our way. Oh, I got a toothache today. Oh, I shouldn't play with it. Shouldn't touch it. But other than, let's see, I'm going to go down there in a little bit. The Fox Sunday Flashback is tonight from 7 till 11. I might be going out to Billy's tomorrow night. Well, it's not Billy's anymore. It's just the Pine Run Inn. And then after that, I think bills. I got to pay bills on Friday. Got to pay bills for September. We have property taxes coming up due in September. Yeah, the neighbor who smoothed out the property, he's only charging us $50 for doing it. So it's like, thank God, because other places wanted hundreds of dollars, like 500-600 bucks, and it's like, I don't have that kind of money. I'm sorry, I don't have $600 to be paying you. Um, who's that? Yeah, not trying to eavesdrop on your telephone conversations, and I'm like live. um, okay, well, you know what to do. Um, huh? Yeah, it is hot outside. It is hot outside. It's supposed to be 92 on Monday. Huh? Oh, on Tuesday? Oh, yeah. I'm glad I shaved my head when I did. I shaved it last night, and I told Dad, I said, I need help shaving this. Shave my, give me the chrome dome again. Um, yeah, yeah. So it was two mini bikes that got in a wreck on Pete and Fowler. Wow, they weren't from around here. Merrill and Bay City. But was it a high speed chase? Because if it started, because Amy read the news report, and it said it started in Gratiot County and then they came over to Saginaw County. I don't fucking know. Either way, there's a lot of action going on around here last night. Well, not around here anyway. This neighborhood is usually pretty quiet, especially when you know who isn't here. But this neighborhood is usually quiet. Never any issues. Um, it was mainly on the west side of the county. Actually, Brady Township, that would still be Pete Road and Fowler Road. That's still Brady Township. And then when you get past Steel Road, then it's Chapin Township. But it was Brady, Chapin, and Marion Townships. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on. I explained it. I went over all of it when you guys were gone. It was a wild night in western Saginaw County. A lot of stuff going on. And my thoughts go out to that child who was ejected from the vehicle. That is just terrible. It's just terrible. Um, I don't see. That's what I can't wrap my head around this idea that parents think it's okay to drink and drive when you have children. Well, who was drinking? Oh, that's different then. Um, the guy who hit them was drinking. Well, drinking and driving anyway is just, I don't know why you do it, but yeah. If I've been drinking and if I'm feeling tipsy where I don't think I can drive, the keys go to my dad. Or what I do is, like, if my neighbor Jeremy, if he's in the area, because I haven't seen him in such a long time, but if he's in the area or if he's up at the bar, I say, hey man, I've had too much to drink. Can you give me a lift? I'm sure he would. But I haven't seen him around. I haven't seen him around lately. Oh, you just seen him the other night? Oh, so he is still in the neighborhood. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'll drink pop. Yeah. Or if even if I get a little bit buzzed, I know, like if I have to drive home, I'll drink until I start feeling it's like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. When yeah, it's like I I'll drive, but I will take my time going home. And it's not just people It's Dad, mute that. The thing is, because if this mic picks up anything from the TV, I could get a copyright strike. So, yeah, can't have any noise coming from the television or a radio or anything like that. But anyway, it's not just people that I'm concerned about. Like if I've had too much to drink and I have to drive home, I have no choice. It's also wildlife, like the deer, turkeys. Turkeys, for crying out loud, turkeys. I just couldn't believe it. I mean, I see damage of vehicles from turkeys. They do just as much damage as a deer, if not more damage. And I'm not encouraging drinking and driving, so please don't take it that way, because I don't. But you have to know what your limits are. I don't recommend drinking and driving. I don't encourage it. Yeah. Like, I guess the point I'm trying to make is, like, I know what my limits are. If I have a couple of beers, fine. But if I start feeling, and I eat to soak up the booze. But what I'm saying is if I drink and then I start feeling like I have like a buzz going or anything, I'll stop, because I have to drive home. Then I'll get food, I'll order food and soak up the booze, and then I'll be all right. But God, don't drink and drive. Not only is it illegal, but it's dangerous. But even with that being said, though, I don't understand why there are parents out there who would drink and drive when they have children in their vehicles with them. That part I'll never understand. When you have precious cargo in your fucking vehicle, children, babies, you especially don't drink. You don't fucking drink. If you've had too much to drink, you let someone else take your children home. A close friend, a relative. Yeah, if they don't want to drive, and if you don't want them driving your vehicle, then let them take their own vehicle to drive your children home. I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. Well, there's a lot of babies dying for a lot of stupid reasons. It's not just drinking and driving, but it's drinking. I don't understand it, but especially when you got kids and babies, precious cargo in your vehicle. I don't get it. So what are you doing today, Dad? Or you're going down to the conservation club? Okay. Yeah. This was the funeral, the card from the funeral. Delilah was only 28 days old. Crib death. SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome, crib death. It's the same thing. Oh God, that memorial contributions to the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Jesus Christ. I couldn't imagine. Huh? The spaghetti dinner. Yeah. Yeah. But we were talking about this earlier today. Look, I've seen dead children in caskets, and it's not fun. It makes your stomach twist in knots. I've been there, done that. I've seen children in caskets. It is not nice. And these are children. Hold on, Dad. These are children who died from cancer. I went when Deanie Bandavanis passed away. I went to his viewing, saw him in a casket. When Braden Buddy Boy Miller from New Lothrop passed away, I went to his funeral, saw him in a casket. And it just made me feel so sick to my stomach. It made my stomach just not like if my stomach was a wash rag It felt like someone was wringing it out and tightly, so much to the point where they're shaking. That's what my stomach felt like someone was wringing out my stomach. It was in knots, and I felt sick. And it's like, Jesus Christ, I need air. I can't do this. This is just too much. Um, I know a lot of people whose children have died from whatever reason, cancer more than other things, but my cousin Daniel, his daughter passed away. Christiana passed away a long time ago. And my uncle Bob, he had a son named Michael who passed away. Uh, I'm, huh? Yeah, babies. I'm not going to pretend as though I know what that's like, because I don't, and it would be unfair of me to speak on behalf of a bereaved parent. That's always been my policy, my self-imposed policy. I cannot talk about things that I've never experienced, as in child loss. But I understand grief. This October, my mom's going to be gone for a whole year, and I gotta be honest with you. If it wasn't for the Celexa that I take every day, I don't know how I would have gotten through it. Um, but it's I can't imagine what these parents go through. I just cannot. I cannot, and I'm not going to pretend that I know what they're going through. Um, that even when I was an advocate for Kiers, one of my policy was, I will talk about things that I am confident enough to talk about, but when it comes to losing a child, that's off limits for me. The bereaved parents need to talk about that. I'll mention their names. Like today, we remember such and such. Um, they weren't just other children to me; they were warrior brothers and sisters to me, and I'm taking the time to remember them today. I can do that, but to speak, to be a spokesperson for something that I have not personally experienced, is just a no-go for me. I just can't do it. So my heart goes out to the family of, knocking shit over. This little baby Delilah. My heart goes out to her family, because that's just terrible. It's awful. Holding back tears, because it's just terrible. It's terrible. So moving on. Yeah, no one's in chat, not even chewing off my toenail. Usually he comes in and has something funny to say. We've got 20 minutes left in the show already. Wow. So I've been watching I don't pay much attention to politics, but I have been watching reruns of like the Golden Girls, Mama's Family, Roseanne. Even Roseanne reminds me so much of my mom. It's not even funny. I don't really care about politics. I don't care about the issues, like with the politicians. I'm not bothered by any of it, and I know it sounds horrible, but if I can be fair, I'm not. It doesn't move me either way. Like it just doesn't move me. Um, Maybe it should, but it doesn't. I don't know. That's all we hear about lately, because it's election season, and it's Trump this and Kamala Harris that. It's like, I don't care. I just don't give a fuck, and it's okay to not give a fuck. There actually was something I wanted to say. I made a video for a young man who goes by the name, the handle on YouTube. It's that one gay kid down the street. His name is Ryan, and I had written a poem for him called Ryan's Poem. And Ryan, I don't know if you're watching this, but you're always more than welcome to join me in the chat here on this YouTube channel. I know it's not like my other channel where I keep everything rated G, but you're always more welcome to come into the chat and say hey or whatever. I'd love to have you here. I've been emailing you too. I don't know if you've been getting my emails, but just checking to see how you're doing and you know, just the usual, like what buddies do, you know. I'm just checking to see how you're doing. That was something else too I wanted to talk about. It's the fact that there are people, children especially, and this is a heartbreaking scenario. Like yesterday, how this young man is being homeschooled because the schools up here in Chesaning treated him poorly. Well, the 10-year-old that I'm speaking about, he doesn't have any friends because of his disabilities, and that to me is heartbreaking. And so I recorded a shout out video for him, and I said, look, we're only maybe 6 miles away. I'll be your buddy. And the parents were really open and receptive to that idea. And it's like, look, you know, we all need buddies. We all need friends. And nobody should ever have to go through life feeling as though they are not worthy of love and friendship and respect and kindness and gratitude. And it's no different, you know, from my buddy Ryan, who he's gay. He came out on his YouTube channel, and he talked about the LGBTQ stuff and how the kids bully him and tease him and pick on him because he's gay and he likes to wear makeup and he wears earrings and all that shit. It's like, you know, I'm the kind of guy, I cannot idly sit by and not say anything. You know, there's a lot of videos I've seen here on YouTube where, I mean, they're cries for help, literal cries for help. And when I watch them, it's like I cannot just sit by idly and not say anything. That shit bothers the fuck out of me. And it was no different than watching Ryan's video on his channel where he's talking about LGBTQ and how he's teased and bullied and harassed because he likes boys. And I just couldn't sit by and not say anything. And I think that's one of the reasons why I reached out to him, because it's like, you know, talk to me. You know, you're not alone in this world, man. You got a buddy out here. Talk to me. If you feel confident enough to talk to me, talk to me. You want to talk about private shit, personal shit that you wouldn't tell anybody else otherwise? Dude, tell me. It's going to stay between us. Nobody else is going to know what we talk about except me and you. It's good. You don't have to be shy. You don't have to be coy. Just open up about your feelings about people or your thoughts on this or your thoughts on that. We can exchange ideas and nobody has to know. But when I watch these videos on YouTube where it's like life means, you know, these are young people too. These are kids, you know, 20 somethings. These are preteens or just teenagers in general, you know, kids in their 20s. Well, you know, life has no meaning. It's not fun. There's no way I can work my life away until I die and blah, 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 blah. And I mean, these guys sound really depressed and just hopeless. And it breaks my heart to see that. I mean, these are young people who just want to end life. They want to give up because there's like they have no joy. And it's a cry for help. And I feel so inclined. I'm just that kind of a guy. I can't help it. I'm the kind of person who reaches out to those people who are they're distressed about life, or they feel as though they have no real purpose or meaning in life. And I always remind them, you yourself are a purpose. Life has the meaning that we assign to it. There is no intrinsic meaning or purpose to life, only what we choose to give it. And it's up to us, really. They search. The mistake they make is that they search for other people to provide the answers to what they're looking for. And what I say is you have to feel empowered enough to get out there and find those answers. What is it in life that makes you happy, that brings you joy, that is fulfilling to you? You have to get up and go out and find it yourself. You can't expect other people to complete you. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm single. I can't expect someone else to complete me. I complete me. If there's something missing in my life that I want, I got to aim for it. But it's not always attainable, but it's worth a shot, it's worth trying. And that's one of the messages that I pass along to these young people, because I'm telling you, it's sad listening to a lot of these young people. They actually cry on camera because it's like, I'm not popular. I don't have a lot of friends. I can't get a girlfriend. There's young guys on here who say, well, I've never kissed a girl before. I'm still a virgin, that kind of thing. And it's like, wow, dude, wow. I'm not saying wow as in, wow, you're weak, or wow, you're not worthy. It's like, wow, you've never actually had that experience. I don't know anybody alive who's never had that experience, except for the people I watch here on YouTube. But it's like, how do you can't, how do you function daily? And the answer is a lot of them don't. They feel like zombies. They feel like they're not a part of society. They feel like they're not a part of the bigger picture. And again, I'm just the kind of guy, I can't help but not speak up and reach out to these, especially young people who are distressed, because it's terrible to watch it, and it's hard to listen to it a lot of the time. I'm just trying to make the world a little better. I'm trying to leave it better than I found it. And I want people to know, I want them to be reminded of their purpose, and their existence matters. Even if they are gay and they don't know how to project it to other people, like my buddy Ryan. He gets like I said, he gets teased a lot. He gets made fun of. He the other kids just fuck with him constantly. And I felt inclined to reach out to say, hey man, you can tell me anything. I'm not going to judge you. You tell me anything you want. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not, I'm not like everybody else. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to turn you away. I'm not going to say, oh, you're fucking gross or disgusting. I'm not going to do that. However, I will say, if someone emailed me and I found out that they were a pedophile, goodbye. I'm not going to sit and discuss or try to rationalize your attraction to children. That's not going to happen. However, if you are someone who is legitimately gay, or let me rephrase that. Because it doesn't sound fair. You can have an attraction to anything you want as long as you don't act out on your intentions. That's what I should have said. So being a pedophile in and of itself, I mean, if you're not actually acting on your thoughts, then no harm done. But if you reach out to me and say, hey, I am a pedophile and I want to do something, let me remind you that you shouldn't be around children and you need help. And I mean that in the nicest way, but don't come at me in an email and tell me that you've done something to a child and then later try to justify why you did it. Because I'm going to either report you or I'm going to call you out for the maggot piece of shit you are. It's one of those other things. But if you're someone who says, well, I'm attracted to kids, but I haven't touched a child, that's different. No, there's no harm. Your thoughts are no one's business but yours. And if you haven't acted on your thoughts, if you haven't actually done anything, then there's no damage. I know it's not the most popular answer, and it makes it sound like I'm trying to justify pedophilia, which I'm not. But, it's like saying I have an urge to rob a bank or to shoot someone. But actually doing it is what counts. We punish the actions, not the thoughts. So even if I had a thought, doesn't mean I'm going to do it, because I know what the consequences are. So it's all the same thing. So, but anyway, guys, we have been here for quite a while. So we're down to the last 10 minutes of the show. I started right at 3:00 sharp. So Dad, you're going to join me after the show today. Going to go down to the conservation club to pay our respects. Actually, not to pay. Well, the child is still with us, but to kind of show our support. Oh, excuse me. To show our support. And then I got to figure out what we're going to have for supper tonight. Huh? Taco salad. I made that last night. There's a little bit. Taco salad. Listen, my taco salad does not last long around here. Okay. Between me and Dad and Amy, no, it goes quickly, within a day or so, which is fine. Because I don't want to make something and then it just sits in the refrigerator and goes bad, because lettuce, any kind of leafy green, it's good for so many days and then it starts going bad. And then you got to throw it out. So I'm glad that it's getting eaten up. But you know what I'm really waiting for? I'm waiting for fall, when the air starts to get crisp and the leaves turn color, because I'm going to start making soup. I'm going to make my ham and vegetable soup, and I'm going to make chili. I love chili. The only hard part for me, though, with the chili is slicing the onion, because it burns the living fuck out of my eyes. That's the hard part. That's the difficult part. But other than that, I mean, the rest is fairly simple. You just got to open the cans and dump it all in and mix it. Add the chili powder. You save the chili powder for last, by the way. But you just, stir the ingredients together. Chop up a green pepper. Chop up an onion. Add your red kidney beans. You add in your tomato juice, your tomato sauce, and your diced tomatoes. You just throw it all together. And it turns out deliciously. I love it. And of course, with my ham and vegetable soup, I buy a shank ham. It's got the bone in it. And then after I cook the ham, what? Oh, multiple people are injured after a pair of unrelated accidents in Saginaw County on Saturday. According to the Saginaw County Sheriff's Office, a group of 5 mini bike drivers were heading east on Pete Road, west of Chesaning, just before 8:30 p.m. Investigators said one of the drivers, a 26-year-old man from Bay County, crashed into a 28-year-old man from Midland County. The Midland County man was treated for his injuries and released, but the Bay County man sustained life-threatening injuries. None of the other drivers were injured. Alcohol is believed to have been a factor in the crash. 7 people were also injured after a 2-vehicle crash west of St. Charles. The sheriff's office said it happened just before 10 p.m. near Ithaca and Merrill Roads, which is in Marion Township. They said a Mercury Milan with 4 passengers was hit by a Chevrolet Malibu heading eastbound on Ithaca, and the Malibu failed to stop at a stop sign. The Malibu driver and his 10-year-old daughter received minor injuries. The Mercury driver from Gratiot County sustained serious injuries, and 2 passengers suffered minor injuries. Meanwhile, 2 other passengers, both 20-year-old women from Shiawassee County, have been listed in critical condition. Deputies believe alcohol and speed played a role in the crash. So what, was it a good night to drink? What was happening on Saturday, August 24th, that required everyone to start fucking drinking at once? That's just too weird. Yeah, that's weird to me. That's weird. Yeah. That was a lot to read. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, my ham and vegetable soup. So what I do is I get the shank ham. It's got the bone in it, and I buy the vegetables are frozen. I get a frozen bag of peas. I buy it all separately. Frozen peas, frozen corn, frozen green beans, baby carrots, which they're not frozen. They're just fresh. They're in like vac seal. What? The carrots come in, they're vacuum sealed in the vacuum seal bags. I get fresh sticks of celery. I chop it all up. Oh, and I get a bag of potatoes. I peel and chop the potatoes, boil those. Actually, I don't even have to boil them. I put them in with the ham. So when we cut the ham off the bone, put it in the crock pot, throw in the potatoes, and then I throw in all the frozen veggies, the carrots and the celery and all that good stuff. And then what I do is that for the seasonings, I add salt, pepper, seasoned salt, garlic salt, and minced onion. 5 different ingredients. Throw it all in. Let it all simmer. It makes the house smell so good. And it tastes just as delicious, if not better than how it smells. It's really good. And that's how I make it. And of course, you can have bread and butter or biscuits, which I prefer biscuits, or crackers. It's really good. I'll have to put like a recipe or something. I might even put together a video where I'm actually preparing everything and showing you how I do it. But it's really good. It is really good. I want to try my hand at scallop potatoes because I love anything potato. You got my vote. I love potatoes. Here in Michigan, we have what are called pasties, and pasties are fucking awesome. The first time I had ever had a pasty was in the Upper Peninsula in Iron Mountain when I was staying up at my friend's house up there in Iron Mountain. The very first time I ever had a pasty was because of them, and boy, are they good. They are so good. You can get them with rutabaga. You can get them with like potato and hamburger. Just you can get them in a variety. Various combinations. They come in different ways. Pasties are awesome. I love pasties, and every time now it's become like a tradition of mine. Now, when I'm in the Upper Peninsula, it doesn't matter where, I want to stop at a pasty shop on Highway 2 and get a fucking pasty because they're good. And, this summer, for the past 2 or 3 summers now, I've been wanting to go to Mackinac Island. I want to go on the island. And for some reason or another, something comes up where I can't afford to go, or there's some shit going on that I can't afford. I don't have the money. And it's like there goes another summer where I don't get to go on Mackinac Island because I want to make a video. If I ever get to go on Mackinac Island, I want to make a video where I'm walking around, taking pictures, getting video. I want to make a video of Mackinac Island. I think that would be fantastic. It's too late now. And there is something about Sheplers, which is the ferry company that takes you from St. Ignace or Mackinac City to Mackinac Island. There was something, I'm going according to this on the computer. There was something on the news about, now we're down to a minute. There was something on the news about Sheplers. They canceled their services for some, I don't know the full story, but they canceled the services where they transport you by ferry from St. Ignace or Mackinac City to Mackinac Island. But I've got to make it a point to go up there sometime. Dad, any last words before we say goodbye? Amy's in the kitchen, so she's just going to say peace out because she says that every week when she's here. Peace out and be safe. My name is Jared Fuller, or Jer Bear, whatever makes you feel more comfortable. Just don't call me late for dinner. I will be back next week, and I hope you all have a wonderful week. I love you all very much. Try to make the world a better place. make your positive mark, leave it better than you found it, because we need it. We need more people getting involved, actively getting involved, and trying to make this world a better place. So I love y'all very much, and I'll be seeing you next week on the 1st, September 1st. So we'll open September with a new Sunday video update. I love y'all, and I'll see you next week. Take care, guys.